Keeley, aren't they? Because the weather's not looking too good, is it?
It really doesn't, no. It looks like it's going to be wet and windy. Some heavy rain on Sunday morning, I'm afraid, for those runners. Did you see it?
I didn't. No, what time was this one?
Oh, you didn't? Good. That leads me nicely into... This was last night, Amanda.
Do tell, right,
It was
yes.
the supermoon last night. Loads of you saw it because we've been getting absolutely loads of pictures of it. It was the supermoon. It was the hunter's moon as well. And it's a supermoon because it's closest to the Earth. So it's bigger and brighter than a regular moon. We've got another picture of it there. As I say, we had scores of pictures arriving. We're not getting our next supermoon, which will be the last of the year, until the 15th of November. So if you missed it last night, Amanda,
it's in the calendar.
You can see it in November. You can get your pictures coming in. Thank you for all the pictures. To the Weather Watchers page, we're on social media as well, Keeley.Donovan on Instagram. So a mixed bag of weather over the weekend. There will be some wet weather. There'll also be some sunshine. Tomorrow afternoon looks very pleasant, but I'm afraid wet and windy weather on Sunday. It's all thanks to this area of low pressure. It's been named Storm Ashley by Met Air, and the strongest of the winds will be for Northern Ireland and northwest Scotland, but it will still be very blustery for our part of the world with the risk of gales, particularly Sunday night into Monday. So we've had some pleasant weather today after that fog lifted, but we have over the last few hours seen cloud increasing and outbreaks of rain spreading eastwards. We'll then have a bit of a lull, but it will stay fairly cloudy, and then another band of rain will move in from the west later in the night, and this rain will be heavy in places. Quite a gusty wind, not as windy as it will be on Sunday, but quite blustery overnight too, and temperatures dropping back to around 12 or 13 degrees. Let's have a quick look at those high water times at 5:44 in Scarborough and at 6 o'clock on the nose in Bridlington. So we'll start the day on a wet note. That heavy rain moving away through the morning. It'll brighten up from the west, and I think by the afternoon we should all be dry. There could be the odd isolated shower, but most of us dry with some good spells of sunshine, and temperatures still above average for the time of year, reaching 15, possibly even 16 degrees. 16 is 61 Fahrenheit, with a moderate breeze from the west. And it goes downhill again into Sunday. Heavy rain sweeping eastwards through the morning, brightening up for the afternoon, but it will be very windy with the risk of gales overnight into Monday. Amanda?
I tell you, who'd run a marathon on that Sunday?
Not me and you.
No, we'll be watching from home. That's it from...
Ooh, he's thrown it all at you. No. Paul as well. All right, the weather this weekend, very mixed. We have got some lovely weather on the way at times, for example, tomorrow afternoon, but we've also got some wet weather, and on Sunday, wet and windy weather. So tomorrow, it's a wet start, but by the afternoon, it should be dry and fine with some spells of sunshine. This is Storm Ashley, the first named storm of the season. We aren't going to get the strongest of the winds, and we're not in the warning, but we'll get wet weather through Sunday morning, and we'll get blustery, gusty conditions through the day. So it will be windy, but not as windy as it will be elsewhere. We've seen cloud increasing from the west over the last few hours, and we've just about got some rain edging in to western parts. That rain will spread eastwards through this evening, fairly light and patchy, but it will remain cloudy behind it. And then later in the night, another band of rain spreads eastwards. This time, this rain could be on the heavy side. The breeze will pick up too. It'll be a bit gusty overnight, and temperatures will drop back to around 11 or 12 degrees. Let's have a quick look at those high water times to 18 minutes past 7 in Skegness and at 6 o'clock in Bridlington. So we'll start the day on a cloudy, wet note, some heavy rain in there, but that rain will ease away eastwards through the morning, leaving behind some cloud, but it will be very short-lived because it'll brighten up from the west. During the afternoon, the odd isolated shower, but generally dry and fine with some spells of sunshine. So a pleasant afternoon developing with a moderate westerly breeze, and these temperatures are above average for the time of year, 15 or 16 degrees. 16 is 61 Fahrenheit. Wet weather to greet us on Sunday, so a band of rain sweeping eastwards on Sunday morning. It'll be heavy in places, and it will be a windy day. The peak of those winds, the gustiest of those winds, will be through the afternoon when it will have brightened up, but it will remain very windy overnight into Monday before it quietens down.
He says
me then.
I don't think he's got any dresses.
Okay. I'll take him.
I know. Will we see this?
If you can see it outside the window now, perhaps, but I think it'll be too cloudy.
I've got no window.
Well, the answer is no, you can't see the supermoon.
I can't, no, I'm not going anywhere. Have a nice evening.
Too cloudy.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Hello there, good evening. Some rain arriving later in the night means it's going to be a wet start to the day tomorrow, but it should brighten up with some spells of sunshine. And then on Sunday, wet and with windy weather to come. So out there at the moment, there's a lot of cloud. Towards the end of the night, we'll see rain spreading in from the west. Some of that rain will be heavy and temperatures will drop back to around 12 or 13 degrees. It'll be quite blustery overnight as well. So a wet start to the weekend. That heavy rain clearing away eastwards through the morning. And through the afternoon, it should brighten up nicely. The odd shower, but generally dry with some sunshine, a moderate westerly breeze, and temperatures lifting to around 14 or 15 degrees, possibly 16, and that is above average for the time of year. Wet weather on Sunday morning, some heavy rain, and then very windy conditions through the afternoon.